Hello. A couple weeks ago, someone asked me if I could make a video showing how I create these hurricane videos. So today I'm going to show you how I do this with the Hurricane Ian video. Now, most of this process is automated. I know myself, if I had to do too much work for each video after each storm, it's never going to happen. So I tried doing videos like this in 2005 and 2008, and it was time consuming. I had to use a browser add-on to download all the satellite videos from the Navy website, and then mush those all into a video in a video editor, do the tracking, do the text. It took a long time. So when I decided to do these videos again in just before the 2020 season, I made sure that everything was automated so that it didn't take much time at all. It didn't take too much input from me. So the first part of this process starts before there's even any storms. It's collecting the satellite images. I have a script that runs every 10 minutes. This one. It grabs the GOES 16 and the future GOES 18 satellite data. I do plan on covering East Pacific storms again soon. So I download the geo color and the channel 13 infrared. And these are downloaded every 10 minutes. So here's today, October 5th. See? 4, 14, 24, 34, hour 1, 2, 3. So I download the geo color and I download the channel 13 infrared. And what I do is use Image Magic, here we go, to use a hard light composition. So the infrared image gets composed on top of the geo color to give me this. This allows for the infrared tops over top of the geo color. So that's it with the satellite videos. This is completely automated. I don't have to do anything. It just happens. It's storm independent. It's just the full disk image. So all of my scripts are on a web server. And this is the command. All right, so this script is a bash file, and it takes the 2-digit year, the name of the storm, both types of initials for the basin. So for Ian, that's going to be, I'm going to say this, 2209L.Ian. Atlantic. All right, so I'm not going to do anything with the images. I am going to make a video. We're going to download a fresh copy of the best track data. And we're going to do the infrared geocolor combo. All I do is press enter. Now, I've already ran this script yesterday because I wanted this to go faster, but each of these lines up here is a different image being trimmed and cropped for the video. And I'll show you that in a moment. All right, so on my server here, I've got all of my movie images created, and that's what this whole process up here is for. And so every 10 minutes, there's a frame. This is before Ian was a storm. Let's go down a little bit. There you go. So this is the zoomed in storm-centered version. I also have, if you ever watch my videos, which if you're here, I'm sure you do, there is also the basin images. Same thing, but instead of tracking with the storm, it stays just centered on the basin, and it gives you a circle over the storm. So from the moment the National Hurricane Center starts tracking it until they stop, I create every 10 minutes a picture here. So Ian starts September 19th at noon UTC, all the way down to October 3rd at 6 o'clock UTC. And that would be the last image. So then right here, Ffmpeg is a command line tool for Linux that allows you to either make or convert movies and sound files. And so I use Ffmpeg to create a MP4 movie based on all of those JPEG images. If you know anything about command line, you know the star, the asterisk means match everything. And so it matches everything, dumps it into an MP4 file. It does it for the basin wide, and for the storm centered. I also have several other things here that makes the title card at the beginning, the title card. It converts that image into a 7-second movie. I also do the same thing for the flat map, and I do the same thing for all the graphs. And again, if you've seen my videos, the graphs at the end, we've got the ACE, we've got the pressure, and we've got the wind speeds. All of those get turned into 7-second videos. So each of those videos are short, tiny pieces that I then piece together to create the long form video. So the whole time the script is recording which miniature videos I have made, puts them into a playlist file, and then finally Ffmpeg on its last round here makes a video out of all of those smaller videos by reading this file, and it outputs it here. So for example, here's my Ian playlist file for Ffmpeg. You got the intro, the title card, the track at the beginning, you've got the basin, and you've got the zoom centered, you've got your graphs at the end, and the outro. So while this is running, I'm going to show you something really quickly. So when I type that command to run the script, I mentioned that I am going to download the files. So I download the best track data from the National Hurricane Center, and it looks like this. So if you're unfamiliar with best track, this is how the National Hurricane Center records all hurricanes dating back to the early 1850s. And you can see it's every 6 hours. This is 2022, September 19th, and the last two is the hour, 12:18, midnight, 6:12:18. So it's just how the National Hurricane Center does with their forecast. Every 6 hours, they release their products. It has the discussion, etc. The problem is this makes a very choppy video if you follow this, because my scripts would only know 9.9 north for 6 hours, 10.1 for 6 hours, etc. If you look at the old videos that I made from 2005 and 2008, you'll see that the screen, the animation will stay in one place while the storm moves, and then it juts. That's because of this. So I didn't want that. I wanted a smooth tracking video. It stayed right over the storm, even in between these 6 hours. The answer is easy. You just make up the difference in between, cut it up into smaller pieces. So that's what I did. So this is the file downloaded from the National Hurricane Center. I parsed that and changed that from every 6 hours to every 10 minutes. And that is this. And you can see the download is 19 kilobytes, but this file is 670 kilobytes. And it looks like this. So this is a text file after my scripts parse it, and it makes it easier for all the other scripts that I use to run. So you've still got the date. I've got the ID, 09L was Ian. It was unnamed at the time. You've got your year, month, date, hour, minute, and then what update hour this was part of. But here you can see the smoothing. Instead of jumping from 9.9 to, what was it, 10.1 latitude, it's a slow change, 900, decimal 900, 905, 910, 915. And this allows my script to crop the image perfectly, perfectly over the storm. Now, if you notice in the end of my videos, I do have a little warning that no one knows precisely every 10 minutes exactly where the storm is to this precision. I literally just take the difference, divide it, and then allow my... So that's the reason why sometimes you'll see my line doesn't follow directly where the center is. Very visible on strong storms with a very clear eye, you'll see sometimes my line doesn't match perfectly with where the storm is. That's because I'm taking storm was here, 6 hours later, and it just makes a nice smooth line, follows this trail. Even if the storm itself maybe did something like this during that 6 hours, it's what I got to work with. So this text file has everything that eventually gets displayed on the screen. I've got the latitude and longitude that is figured out from over here. The exact X and Y coordinates on the full disk image that I get downloaded. So I don't have to process this every frame while making the images. It's all done ahead of time, allows this to go a little faster. So the script that makes this video literally just takes the input from that text file. So it's just a loop. And with Ian, it runs, what was it? It was like almost 2,000. Yeah. 1,981 lines of data. So it just loops that many times, creates that many images, prints all the information on the screen here. That creates the info panel at the bottom. It draws the track. For the basin, it also draws the circle. Yeah, there's a circle right there. And yeah, and I'll come back to this when this is done being made. All right, the final video is done. It took just under 25 minutes to run. Had I not compiled those images yesterday, this would have taken about 75 minutes to run. And now I can find it in my final folder here. That was loud. All right, there you go. Hurricane Ian video. That's the title. And there's the flat map. And then it runs the basin. Then the zoomed in. What a beast. All right, then we got the graphs and the ending. There we go. So after the script is ran, I can quickly in my web browser see if the video looks okay and go from there. The next step is, at the beginning of the season, I started using AI voiceover work to include any information I thought might be interesting in the video. So to do that, I get the stuff from the Wikipedia page. So I take any information I think might be interesting from the Wikipedia page, both for the season and the storm itself, and I put it into a service called MicMonster. Next season, I'm going to use some AI software on my server to do the voiceover work. If you've seen any of my tropical updates that I've been testing out, that uses a voiceover system that is on my server, not an external third party. Once I do that, I won't have to use a video editor to slide the voiceover work into it. It'll just be inputted by the script there. Be much easier.
Hurricane Ian was a devastating Category 4 the 2022 hurricane season and from this storm's individual page. Voiceover generated by an AI voice program.
So that's all there is to it. I don't know how interesting that was. I automated the entire process, minus the AI voiceover, which I'll automate next season. Yeah, I think this is the part where I'm supposed to say like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And um, no, I'm not going to do that.